I'm malfunctioning. Injection is self-activating. Come all primitives.
Okay, here's a look at Dr. Wu's Extreme Warfare, DW-E61 and DW-E62, Brutality and Slaughter, which is their version of Slugfest and Overkill. So here you could see what the front of the box looks like, with the nice artwork done in kind of my favorite style, with the high contrast, very simple design. And then the back of the box, you get a nice image of the product images in their robot mode. Side of the box, you get an image of Slaughter, and the other side you get an image of Brutality. Top of the box, I don't know what that says, but it's the Extreme Warfare series, and the bottom, warning and QR codes. So that is a look at the box. And here is a look at the bio cards and the instructions. So first, the bio cards. You can see you get one for Brutality with that nice artwork on the front of the box. And the back, you get your product images, the tech spec, and stuff in Chinese or Japanese. I'm not sure. And then the other bio card is for Slaughter. The same nice artwork on the box. And the back of the box, you get your product images and the stuff in Chinese or Japanese, or yeah. But anyways, that's the bio cards. And then of course the instructions in an open up sheet. So let's zoom out a little bit so we could see. The transformation is pretty easy, but trying to manipulate some parts is a little difficult. But theme, the end. But yeah, you could still figure it out. It's pretty nice and easy. So that's a look at the box, the bio card, and instructions. And here is a look at the figures. So let's take a close-up look at Slugfest first. So you could see how nicely sculpted it is, nicely proportioned. The details look really nice. And in terms of the articulation, these are like on a ball joint, so you can kind of articulate them going in and out, going up and down. So there's a fair amount of articulation in the tail. You could see on a hinge, so it can go up, but it can't go side to side. The head, does his mouth open? No. His head on the hinge, so it can go up and down. So that's part of the transformation. So it's a nice looking figure. And when we take a close-up look at their Overkill, so here you could see this is also a nicely sculpted figure. And the tail can have a little articulation for a little tail wiggle waggle. And you could see the hinges, so you can articulate the legs and the hand, but once you do that, it's kind of hard straightening them all out. Yeah, and then the missiles. So yeah, this is a nice figure. And now for some comparisons. I said I was not going to bring out the G1 anymore. I was going to leave that up to MGO. But here I'll move these guys aside so I could bring out the previous early version. I think this was by KFC. So here you could see the difference between these, and these are kind of hard to stand, or Overkill's kind of hard to stand because he only has these two legs, so you have to make sure you get them set up correctly. And in terms of the colors, like or Overkill, you know, the white and blue, they're pretty much the same in that it's not tune accurate. It's more like the G1, because the G1, you know, had the blue tail and the upper part of the thigh is blue. When the cartoon, the animation, it's a white thigh and white tail. But here you could see, and I'm doing them as a group shot so you could see the difference between the two. There are little differences here and there, so it's kind of hard to point out, but I'll just tell you just my personal feelings. I think I like the color palette here on the Dr.Wu than the KFC, but these are older figures, to be fair. And then I'm gonna pick on Hasbro, but here I think this was under the Titans line, and conceptually in product design you come up with concepts. I think this was really cool because this also had, you know, one of those headmaster gimmick things, and so they did come up with a really cool concept here where the headmasters could be incorporated into the figures, and in this case he doesn't form the head or a target master, but he forms part of the body for Overkill, which I thought was really cool, and that's the main reason why I got it. But just like I thought, they never gave us a Slugfest, so I'm really disappointed about that, because this really is a cool concept. And you know, it has like the feature where you could see here's the handle, so you know, it was like a gun or something. So yeah, but anyways, here's the Hasbro Titan versions again, which was really cool. Just really disappointed they didn't give us a Slugfest. And then the last version that I got, I don't remember the name, but it's another third party. And before I got it, I knew that these were kind of like kid style toys. You could see the proportions are more kind of like the kid style, particularly Overkill, so you could see. But I still got it because I wanted to, you know, have both Slugfest and Overkill in my mainline retail collection. And the colors are also different. Here it's kind of like almost bordering like on neon green and pink. So, but yeah, this, I'll just say it this way, this was good for its time, because now I have these to go with my mainline retail figures. But I don't do the comparison with the G1, but every now and then I think I will do the comparison with the masterpiece, and that's just because I happen to have this out here. So here is Fans Toys version. Let's stay consistent here. Let's keep those guys over there. And the same thing, Overkill has difficulty standing because, you know, you're trying to get them balanced on two legs, and maybe you could use that tail to kind of make a tripod effect, but then yeah, you need to get them positioned a little bit better. Let's see if I can bring down this heel. Yeah, let's do it this way. Yeah, it's hard to get them balanced, but yeah, here you could see the comparison with the masterpiece version. And what I was telling you, look at the colors here. Fans Toys did a nice job capturing the cartoon aesthetics. He has the white thigh, the white tail, so this one is definitely more toon accurate. And then you know, because these are masterpiece and it's by Fans Toys, you do have that nice premium look from the metallic paint and the chrome plated guns attached, so it looks really nice. And then this is not a Fans Toys review, but you know, all the extra articulation with the nicely painted mouth that opens up, really nice. But anyways, there's look at some comparisons. And since this, I said this is going to go with my mainline retail collection, let's bring out Soundwave. See if we can get a close-up look. And now we have two more of his minions, which is now complete. We got the, what is it, the Studio Series version of Rumble and Frenzy. And I think we all know that Rumble is the blue one and Frenzy is the red one. And when you're looking at it from the toy, it's the opposite. And then we have this Ravage, which it just came to my mind, so I'm speaking out loud. Now that we're getting a new Soundwave, a leader class, I wonder if that means we're also going to be getting new versions of his cassette minions, because that Ravage isn't really all that great. And then we'll put Laserbeak there and put Buzzsaw up here, since that's usually the version that came out with the Soundwave figure, the original G1. So yeah, here now we have a complete, well, not complete, I mean we have a somewhat complete set of the cassettes, Soundwave's cassette minions. And here I'm just trying to get a nice looking group shot. And then there are the other ones, you know, the two cassettes combined to form a bigger robot. You know, I have those. I just don't want to dig them out. And they never really appeared in the season 1, 2, or 3 episodes, so I don't really consider that a part of this collection. And like I said, trying to get this to stand is really difficult. You just have to take time to get this to stand, and you have to extend his legs out a little bit. But yeah, so here you could see what this all looks like. This looks like a nice set. So yeah, here is a look at some comparisons. So now let's go ahead and transform these guys into their cassette mode and take a look at that. So to transform them, let's first start with Slugfest. So remove the accessories, so untab his guns, and then here we want to push down the spikes on these sliders. So push them down all the way, and then lift up the tail, lift up the head, and then we need to give space for this centerpiece to come out. So we use the ball joint to push the back leg back, the front leg forward, and do it on the other side. And that should give us room to lift this panel piece up and the panel piece on the other side. And then you need to, it's very intuitive, you just bring the legs down, and then you could see you're going to bring the legs together. They do tab in, which is nice, and do the same on the other side. Bring them down and then tab them in, and then you just close that panel piece back up. And now we have Slugfest without the Decepticon logo in his cassette mode. And now to transform Overkill, here same thing, we want to untab and remove his guns off of his shoulders and put that to the side, and then we can separate the two sides from the bottom. Here you want to see, open up that parting line, and then you can lift them up. And then there's this center piece here that you want to push up, so come to the bottom so you can get a little bit to lift it up all the way over, and then that'll allow you to flip over his head. His head is on a double joint, one's the neck, one's the head, so use the double joint to help guide that in. And then now we can fold his hands. So you could see his hands. You want to basically fold the claw down and then rotate it up. Do the same on the other side. Fold that claw down and then rotate the whole arm up. And then there is a little post here. That's for the little slots on the legs. So now you just fold up the legs and then lift them up over that post. Tab them in on both sides. And then his tail, you want to split it there in half. And then you want to bring it down and then fold in the end and then bring it down. Do the same on the other side, like so. And I laugh because yeah, this is the cassette mode, which arguably is not really a cassette mode. It just folds up into a little rectangle. But now we have Slugfest and Overkill in their out mode. And now for some comparisons, you could see how well they captured the toon aesthetics. I laugh because there's obviously a lot of things wrong, but just take note the location of the Decepticon symbol on Slugfest. So I'll point that out with another comparison. But here we could try to make this a little bit more accurate in terms of the color. But you'll see, it's that whole waffling that people complain about. And yeah, here it's where it does kind of look pretty bad. But now for some comparisons, if I could remember which ones is which, I think this is the KFC version. And if you remember, I just told you with the Decepticon logo, look at how they were nice enough to put that little square right where the Decepticon logo should be. So I think that's kind of cool. And then for their Overkill, it's kind of the same thing. Maybe this is an actual challenge to kind of capture the correct colors, where it's more white. But here you could see what the KFC version looks like. And then for another comparison, let's bring out the Titans class, the Hasbro version I told you, which I think was a cool concept design. So here is their whatever mode you call it. And I don't know how this turns into like a weapon or something, but this obviously is a 5mm port for the handle. And then here's the headmaster, and I forgot to show it earlier, so I'll show it to you now. He does transform into a headmaster, and I'm not sure, but maybe this is a Slug Slinger's head? I'm not sure, but anyways, here's a look at the Titans version that they unfortunately did not give us a Slugfest to go with it. And then trying to make sure this stays standing. Okay, let's just leave them down. And then there was the last version that I got that I told you, the the kitty design one. And yeah, so first here you could see Slugfest. I mean, I like the details they put here, so they kind of made it look like it's a cassette. You could see, I don't know what they're called, the openings where it goes in the cassette, and then the little cassette tape inside. So that's really nice. No spot for is there a spot for a Decepticon logo? I guess you could put one up there if you wanted to. And then here's the Overkill. I think this one actually, out of all of them, I think this one, in my opinion, I think looks nicer than the others. So, oh, okay, I got him to stand. So let's see, let's put him over there. And let's see if we could zoom out. And then last, we can bring out the Masterpiece version by Fans Toys. And I think I put the Decepticon logo in the wrong place because, yeah, but it's still okay. you could see Fans Toys, I think, did a nice job cleaning this up. So we'll put this down here. And then I just wanted to speak to these. So starting with the Dr.Wu version. Is this the, no, I got them all mixed up here. Yeah, the Dr.Wu version. Now I'm speaking to the engineering of it. They did do a lot of clever well, not clever, but they did nice things where, you know, they have tabs and things fold up. So they executed the engineering of the transformation very well. And then the KFC version, they also did a nice job. And every time I see these remind me of the jewelry design class, because this is basically the same thing. Is you kind of have like a hollow thing, and then once you post, and then once you put it in, then you stick a piece in there. I forgot what they're called, and then you hammer it down to spread them out. That's what instead of using pins, this is the other version. So yeah, that's kind of interesting how they did that. But yeah, these, not this one, is yeah, they pretty much did the same thing. I mean, look at that tiny screw too. I mean, the execution, the way they engineered the transformation, they were very thoughtful in, you know, making sure you put little tabs and nubs here to make it easy to transform. It doesn't stand. And then this one also, interestingly, I mean, look at the ball joints and the way, you know, the shapes all fit in and stuff. So I guess one way I could explain it, it's kind of like you know, the origami, the Japanese folding those papers. You know how you have to fold everything up a certain way, get those lines and creases so things will fold in and slide in. So it's kind of like that. They did a nice job with the engineering, and I guess since I did this so many times, I could maybe say that this isn't done very well where it could stay standing. Yeah, and I'm just taking up a lot of time, so I'll leave it down. And then obviously Masterpiece is a totally different category. So obviously these are done pretty much the same in terms of the engineering, done very well, but you know, at a higher level. But anyways, instead of rambling, here's a look at the previous versions and also the Hasbro Titan version as well. Man, I'm really upset that this it doesn't stay standing. Yeah, so yeah, here's a look at all the other previous versions, and here is the Dr.Wu version. So now let's do one more comparison. And for the last comparison, let's bring out all of the other mainline retail figures we have. So first we have the Laserbeak, and then who appeared next in the cartoon episode was Ravage, and I'm going to speak to these a little bit later. And then there was Rumble, Blue Rumble from the cartoon, and then Buzzsaw and Frenzy. Frenzy from the cartoon is red. So here you could see now, get a nice group shot of all these guys, and let's put these two in the front. I'm trying to see if I can get a nice group shot of all these guys. And yeah, now we have all the cassettes from season 1, 2, and 3. And now let's bring out Soundwave and get a closer look and just point out some things. I know people might be curious to know if these fit in. So first, let's just do the Laserbeak just to show you how this is supposed to function. It does go in and it is tight. So yeah, functionally this doesn't work all that well, and I think if I remember, it like has to go a certain way. I think I did put it in the right way. It's just, yeah, it's just doesn't, look at, see, it doesn't function very well. The tolerance is not controlled very well. But now with these, yeah, it slides in easy, but it doesn't close. And that's because it's too thick. So let's bring out rumble so you could see the thickness. These are actually a little thick. So it does not fit, but you can kind of fake it. You know, kind of like the cartoon when they were coming out of Soundwave's chest. So you can do something like that, but it doesn't go in and close. And now I'll just point out, oh, I don't know why I point these things out. Some of them I just want to share, but you know, in terms of Laserbeak and Fuzz Buzzsaw, you know, these are pretty fun, easy, intuitive. And these I think are really cool because they look really nice in both robot mode and in the cassette mode. So I think they did a really nice job. And here, this is why I'm sharing it, because this, the engineering of this is really bad. And I'm telling you right now, you're hearing it from me first right now. I know we are definitely going to get a new version of a Ravage with the leader class Soundwave that we'll be getting. So yeah, stay tuned for that, because I know we're going to get, because this is really bad. That's already the telltale sign that, you know, we're going to get a new one, especially when it's a well-known popular figure. But anyways, I already spent too much time. So basically it's just about these two figures here. It's zoom in. The Dr.Wu's version of Slugfest and Overkill, and these are nice figures, and they're fun to play with. Not really, you know, a figure, you know, you might be interested in getting, because they only really appeared in the cartoon episode like that one time. So yeah, that's why I'm a little hesitant or struggling to come up with what to say, because yeah, these aren't really popular figures. But the main thing, at least for me, and the reason why I got it, is because I want to have a complete set of the original characters from season 1, 2, and 3. So this kind of completes part of my collection for the mainline retail collection. So that's my final thoughts and review for the Dr. Wu's version of Slugfest and Overkill.